DVZ gang, what's happening, y'all, and welcome back to another reaction video. Now we have some scary little reaction videos for you guys. I know it's been a minute, I know it's been a while, but I got a few stories for you guys. So if you guys is cool with that, down with that, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the video. So make sure you go ahead and fluff your pillow, grab the popcorn, and let's get right into it. Alright, first video we have for today comes from a channel called Llama Arts. Now you guys might be familiar with it. You know, we reacted to it a couple times, but we're gonna go right here and react to it some more. Listen, I've saw some of you guys requests about some channel called Mr. Nightmares. Listen, I'm not sure if I want to watch that because he doesn't have animated stuff, and his stuff is like real people and everything, and that stuff scares the mess out of me. So I'm not sure if I even want to watch that. If y'all want to see me react to his channel or whatever, I need like 150 likes this video. I need 150 likes this video because that stuff actually gets me. It actually gets me. Alright, but we're going to go ahead and react to a video called School Lockdown Story Animated. Did I say that right? Well, I feel like I can't even read. Yeah, no, I said it right.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us. So everybody was getting antsy in their seats, I could tell. We didn't have a test that day like a lot of my friends did with their other teachers, so our teacher in the middle of class just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com. He was a very laid-back teacher like that. As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I remember the exact moment it happened. Right after my friend answered a question, I remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills and I got goosebumps on my arms as our usually laid-back teacher too seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to—
Hey, don't front. I know y'all gonna panic too when y'all hear that. I know y'all would panic. Everybody gonna be all nonchalant if it was a drill and everything. They be like, I'm tickling you, Shade. Everybody gonna be all fooling around. But then once the real thing started, everybody, oh my God, Chad, help me, hold me. Like, I already know how y'all gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a G, you know? I'm gonna be a G. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and save the day, you know? Better than like Superman or something,
back corner of the room. We all sat in silence for about 2 minutes. And then the usual buzzing that came from a panel in the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power. We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway. 2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared. As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions. The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door. And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no.
Oh my God,
she just had to be crying as the man started screaming, "Open up." 2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud now.
Oh my God.
It felt
listen. I don't know about y'all, but I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to offer for you know, some blood or something. So basically, I think what he means is that we gotta like sacrifice somebody. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna sacrifice the girl. You know what I'm saying? The girl that's crying. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little token. You know what I'm saying? It's just to make sure she got out of that bad life. Because obviously she's having a bad life. You know? It's just sacrifice her. Just push her off. You know? Just, that's all. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Eternity that man was pounding at the door.
Oh no.
But eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person until we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later, though it felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do. He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now, this was before the school had cameras or could afford proper security, so the school was wide open to something like this happening. The
I'm about to say,
staff
where's
had done a
security
sweep
at?
of all the hallways and classrooms and couldn't find him, so the dean instructed the teachers to resume teaching but to keep all the doors locked and to not let
Oh,
any
hell
students
no.
leave for any reasons. The most disturbing part, however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school, and according to rumors that were spread by my peers, sticking out of his pocket was a .44 Magnum. The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up, for example, leaving the closet door open, because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone. My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs.
Oh, okay. Alright, okay, alright. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. I truly would not know what to do if I was in that situation. Well, I mean, I'm looking for a window or something. Well, actually, I have an advantage. I don't know if y'all noticed, but like, as soon as you turn off the light, I'm like, I'm vanishing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, I don't know, I could just like hide under a desk or something. You're not going to see me that well. You know, the skin color, especially it's dark in the classroom. You know, I could go ahead and just like sacrifice Emily that keeps crying over Chad or something. You know, it's just either one of those things could happen. But other than that, let's get right to the next video. Okay, next video we have for today is we have hide and seek horror stories animated. Now this also comes from the same channel, Llama Arts. Oh, I forgot to say. God, Jesus, I'm just messing up. Everything, all the links to the videos is in the description. If you want to check out the channels for yourself, make sure you go ahead and check them out. You know what I'm saying? They make some really good channels. So make sure you go ahead and just you know, but make sure you come back. Just come back. You know, just come back. All right. But anyway, we're gonna get right into this video. Let's go. God damn! Why is it taking so long? What is wrong on?
When I was a kid, my parents would sometimes
Oh.
bring me down to my aunt and uncle's place to stay for the weekend. Mainly, I'd spend time playing with my two cousins who were around the same age as me. They lived on a small farm with plenty of open space, and we could run around doing pretty much whatever we wanted.
Oh,
If we
hell
thought
no.
we could get away with it, the three of us would sometimes cross over to the neighboring farm about half a mile away. It
Oh,
had
hell
been
no.
abandoned for decades, with a scattering
Oh,
of
hell
derelict
no!
buildings and other structures still standing on the property, just begging to be explored. This
Oh,
was, of
hell
course, a gold
no!
mine for three adventurous young boys such as ourselves, especially after my cousins told me stories about the deaths that took place in the house. It was pretty
Oh,
classic
hell.
fare. Man goes crazy, axe murders his entire family, hangs himself, returns every night as an angry spirit looking for new victims.
And you think that? And you think this is just a good story. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like, oh my god, it's death and murder. I ain't gonna see it. Oh my god. You think you could just go ahead and just explore it for fun? I wonder about you people sometimes. You know, I wonder about some
Good,
people. You
grisly
know, I really
stuff.
do.
Even at that age, I knew they were probably making it up, or at least embellishing old rumors. But seeing as how the setting lent itself so well to such tales, I allowed myself to buy into it. One afternoon, we decided to play hide and seek. When it was my turn to hide, I ran off for a flimsy brown barn that had living quarters on top, and climbed the stairs looking for a good spot. There was still furniture inside, and personal belongings lay scattered across the floor. I maneuvered over broken dishes, tattered clothes, and crumbling books, eventually coming to a small room with a closet. Jackpot. There were even long black dresses still hanging on the rod that I could hide behind. I stepped inside and managed to force shut the folding door. My only illumination was a slit of sunlight that shone through the crack in the door from a nearby window.
Oh
I
my
crouched down with knees
god.
tucked into chest
All
and
this
waited.
for a game.
Some time passed, and there was still no sign of my seekers. I waited some more, debating if and when I should give myself up. After nearly an hour, this was starting to get boring. My head
I think you
drooped.
should come out.
I woke
Hold
with a
on.
jerk.
How long do y'all play hide and seek? What? What? No, never mind.
It was pitch black. Drowsy and confused, I forgot for a minute where I was or what I had been doing. As it came back to me, the realization that it was now nighttime and that I had been abandoned here filled me with sinking dread in the pit of my stomach. I tried to get up, but a sudden cramp in my calf kept me grounded. I
Because you've been
squirmed
sitting there too
about
long, that's
waiting for
why.
it to pass when I heard a door slamming shut downstairs and instantly froze. One of my cousins? There was a brief period of silence, then footsteps at the bottom of the stairs. But not just footsteps, a thud too. After every other step. These weren't the footfalls of a child. They were slow, heavy, deliberate. I held my breath, praying they would go away. They did not. The noises continued to ascend. After another moment of silence, the walking resumed, this time along with a steady scraping sound, like something heavy being dragged across the floorboards. The footsteps made their way through the debris and wandered aimlessly through the various rooms. I thought I could smell something faintly putrid. The constant scrape sent cold shivers coursing down my arms and back. My worst fears were realized when the steps reached the bedroom doorway. They got closer and closer, and finally stopped directly in front of the closet door. I couldn't see a thing. After an agonizing pause, they continued on, over to the other side of the room and out the doorway.
I get one thing, he's good at, like, you know,
down the hallway.
Not making a noise.
I waited for what seemed like an eternity. There were no more sounds now, and I was trying to build up enough courage to open the door and flee. 3 things happened simultaneously just then. I was bombarded with a smell I can only describe as fresh roadkill. I heard raspy breathing behind me in the dark closet, and I felt hot breath against the nape of my neck.
I'm about to
That
pause
was
it. I'm not
enough for
pausing
me
it.
to hurtle myself out from the confines of that nightmare space, relying on memory and scant moonlight to navigate through the darkened house. All the while, I heard footsteps chasing behind me, closing in with terrifying speed. It was a clumsy, torturous escape full of trips and bumps and blind stumbling. I never looked back, at least not until I had burst out the front door and into the country night. And when I did turn around, I saw absolutely nothing. There were no more footsteps and nobody was chasing me. That didn't stop me from running, though, all the way back to my aunt and uncle's house. There was a police car in the driveway when I got back. My
Damn, they
parents were
sent
there
a white
too,
kid to
worried
danger that
sick.
quickly?
Everybody demanded to know where I had been. Apparently, when my cousins still hadn't found me by evening, they'd returned home to tell their parents. Eventually, the police were called in and informed me that they had already scoured every building on the farm. The insinuation that I was lying about my whereabouts didn't go unnoticed. None of it made any sense.
Wait,
It
what?
wasn't until years later that one of my cousins filled in a final piece of the story. He and his brothers had spent hours searching for me like they said, but the part they didn't tell anyone was that they thought they spotted me in the window of the bedroom I was hiding in. And when they got closer, they saw that it wasn't me. A young boy neither of them recognized was smiling and waving down at them and gesturing
Bro, my
for them
eyes
to
are
come
tearing
upstairs.
up.
That's when they ran back home.
Oh, hell
All this
no.
while I slept in the closet.
No, 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 no. Oh my god, can y'all see my eyes are just tearing up? Bro. I need a minute. I need a minute. I need a minute. I need a minute. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know which one was more creepier though. Because he was in the house all by himself and then he came or whatever. Like I don't know which one's more creepier. Like, oh my god. But then the fact that the cops didn't find him. No, never mind. This is why don't go into places that we are not sure about. It's only a game of hide and seek. Okay? Okay, little Jimmy watching this, don't go in the shed, cause old man Jenkins gonna be waiting there for you, alright? Okay, last video we have for today is called I've Committed the Unforgivable Mistakes by Nightmare Files. Now this also comes from the channel from Wansee Entertainment. Anything you wanna look at, like I said before, link is in the description. Let's go right ahead and get right to this video.
I'm someone who goes on the deep and dark web constantly.
Damn, your voice is deep.
It's not what people think. where it's evil and overpopulated with crazy people. That's only a small percentage of the dark web. Years ago, my girlfriend broke up with me, and I put her personal information on a forum.
She
And
got
soon
fat.
after
Wait,
that,
what?
she disappeared. It's been a while since that happened, and I've ran into people that have disrespected me since. I'm not an intimidating.
You got mad because your girl broke up with you, or whatever the situation was, and the way how you went about it was to basically put her on a hit list on the dark web. This is why you can't trust people. This is why you cannot tell anybody all your information. You never know. You could be helping out an enemy. Don't tell everybody anything, or don't tell anybody everything. That's what I meant to say. You could be helping out anybody. You could be helping out an enemy. Don't trust them.
Guy, nor do I look intimidating, nor do I ever have physical or verbal conflicts. I always think to myself that these people don't know what could happen to them. I work at a fast food restaurant, and at the time of this story, my manager was really on my case about everything. I would be late, mess up orders, have an attitude with customers, and some other stuff I could name, but it's so much.
I swear to God, if he puts this information on the dark web, bro, I
understood that I was messing up, but the tone that this guy would talk to me embarrassed me in front of my coworkers, and sometimes in front of customers. One day, though, that was the last straw. So one day I walked into work, 5 minutes before I was due to clock in, and my manager out loud said that the window liquor is finally on time, in front of customers and my coworkers. Everyone laughed at me. During my whole shift that night, he would direct smart comments toward me, while still yelling at me for everything that I did wrong. I made up my mind. I was going to find that forum and give his information. On my walk home, I was going back and forth with myself about whether to do it or not. By the time I made it home, I made up my mind. Just quit your job! I didn't shower, nor did I change clothes. I went straight to my laptop, and I searched.
Okay. So, yeah, you are a sick fuck because you didn't shower or anything. So, obviously, there is something wrong with you. Alright? Oh, my God.
I possibly clicked maybe 100 links, because on the dark web, there are links that will take you down any rabbit hole. A link named Pork Chop piqued my interest. When I clicked it, I was directed to an About page. It only said 6 words. We find it, we chop it. And another link that said, here's an example of what we do. I clicked it, of course. As soon as I clicked on it, the picture went to the point of view from an old school camera, with the date and time in the corner of the screen. The person behind the camera approached the man and followed him. A few minutes go by, and the man noticed what was happening. He turned around and approached the camera while yelling and screaming at the person for following him. Then all of a sudden, you see 5 huge guys dressed in black wearing a pig mask run from behind the man and drag him into the dark. My God. The person holding the camera turns the camera to his or her face and leaves it there for about 5 to 10 minutes. That person also wore a pig mask, but all you could hear was the man screaming and sounds that I don't want to describe in the background. The camera was then turned back around, and the sight that I saw was disturbing. It was something that no one would ever want to see. Some people say that they wouldn't wish it on their worst enemy, but I did. After the video was over, there were links. One said pork, and the other said chop. I clicked on the pork, and it prompted me to put in a code. I didn't have one, so I backed out. So I clicked on chop. There was information that needed to be filled out, like name, height, description, and place. I filled out all the info for my manager. And the place, it was my job. I submitted the form. At the end of the screen, it said, see you soon. 4 days later, while at work.
Wait. So they're just doing this out of the kindness of their hearts for him? They're not getting paid for this? They're just doing this for fun? They're not getting paid from him? Oh my God. Do I have any information leaked out?
Manager approached me and decided to apologize for the way he treated me, and offered to give me more hours, and said that he would work with me more often because he sees potential in me. A few hours later, it was close to the end of the night. My manager helped me with the trash and took it out for me. As I were putting chairs on top of the table getting ready to mop, I looked outside and saw my manager looking over at something, but he looked worried. I moved to get a better look and I saw what he was looking at. He was surrounded by 6 people in a pig mask with weapons in their hands. I ran outside as they swarmed him, except for one person. He had a camera. I forgot all about these guys, and then I put his information on the website. I ran out.
How do you forget that you ordered a hit list on somebody? How did you forget that? How did you? Never mind. Obviously, you do it on the daily. If you just forgot that, just nonchalantly.
He looked at me for help, but I ran back inside and called the police. It took them 10 minutes to get there. When I looked back outside, what I saw was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I wish I could get the image out of my head. Between the time of me initially seeing them, calling the cops, and running back outside, these guys were gone. But my manager was still there. I went to his funeral the next week. The next day I received an anonymous email that had the whole video. They were watching him this whole time he was on shift. I don't know how they got my email. I never provided any of my information. Till this day,
the dark web.
I still feel sick because my manager was starting to be nice to me that day. I can't go back on the dark web.
Oh my god, I really hope they took him instead. I don't promote violence on this channel. I don't promote violence. But this man is obviously sick. The fact that you could just leak out... He actually leaked out his girlfriend's information, or ex-girlfriend's information, just because of the breakup. That's so sick. But that's going to just about do it for this episode of reacting to some horror stories, scary stories, whatever you want to call it. Tomato, same thing. But anyway, if you guys like it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. Well, leave a like if you want me to react to, what's his name? What is his name? Leave a like if you want me to react to the channel, Mr. Nightmare. I need 150 likes. 150, because that stuff was scary, alright? I previewed some stuff, it's scary, alright? And I have some other reaction videos coming out to you soon. But until next time, hey. Don't forget the channel, alright? Deuces.